Thank you so much, Intan. My name is Dirk. Anybody that can pronounce that correctly already has 10 points for this webinar. So people ask me, what do I do? And my answer is that I'm a performance coach, but people are not always clear on that. And then I describe performance coaching as getting people unstuck. My job is to get people unstuck. Now, to explain that clearly, imagine we all know the guy Tarzan, right? Swinging from one rope to another. Now, if Tarzan future, imagine the next rope that Tarzan swings to is the future, and the last rope, the previous rope, is the past. For him to grab onto a future, he has to completely let go of the past. If he does not let go of the previous rope and he grasps the next rope, which is the future, he will be stuck in the middle. And that's where most companies are in general, and that's where most people are in general. They are stuck because they are not willing to let go of the past, and they're trying to hold on to a future at the same time, which is extremely hard to do, especially during challenging times like we are facing currently. To perform, especially during challenging times such as this, we have to get unstuck. We have to But before I get into the detail of performance management, I'd just like to create a bit more context around performance. And the context for performance is your culture, your organizational culture, or your business culture, if you like. Now, that is made up by the vision, the purpose, the values, the goals that you have in your company. And especially during the time of crisis, you have to be so clear on what the vision is for the future. It's hard to describe at the moment, I know, but you might have to recalibrate that. But you have to be clear on what the way forward is for your team if you want them to perform. You have to rethink your purpose, your why. Why did you even get into business? Why did you start this career? You have to clarify that for each employee. What is the why now? What is the big reason? Clear on that. If not, performance becomes impossible. A favorite subject of mine is the values of the company. Now, most companies have this beautiful vision and value statement coupled with some corporate goals as well. But herein lies a problem. Normally, when you read those value statements, such as in this company, we have integrity, we are focused on customer service. And then you have a look at the employee behavior, there's often a mismatch. So especially in times of crisis, those values must be made crystal clear and must be practically clarified. Take the example of the value of integrity. I can ask any employee in your company, what does that word mean? And I might get different opinions. And then it's not a value at all. If we all are not united in our... How can we perform with integrity? So a practical tip that I want to share during this webinar, if you want performance, clarify in practical terms each value in each role. In each role. Yes, the cleaner, yes, the receptionist, make them clarify the values of the company in each role in practical terms. Example, integrity means doing the right thing. So as a receptionist, as a bank teller, whatever my role is, I have to clarify what does it practically mean to do the right thing in my role. Then only I can truly perform. So that is the context for performance, is your company culture made up by the vision, the purpose being the big why. Just a quick clarification on purpose. Now I've engaged in operations here in Malaysia, and a lot of CEOs or top managers have told me that a big problem is my employees are just malas. So if there's any non-Bahasa speaking attendees, malas means lazy. Now, I totally disagree with the use of the word of lazy. Why? Because there's no such thing as being lazy. You are just uninspired. Show me somebody that is lazy and inspired at the same time. Impossible. When you are inspired, you take action. So in the time of crisis, leadership, as Dion mentioned, is so critical. And the role of leadership during crisis time is to inspire your people, show them a way forward in the way you speak and in action. Now, especially during crisis time, what is an performance would be resistance to change. Now, change is upon us, whether you like it or not. Changes are happening around us at a rapid rate due to the impact of the coronavirus, especially. So you will face resistance to change at this point in time, and it's a major obstacle to performance. But here's a tip and a secret. What appears to be resistance to change is usually 90% of the time only a lack of clarity. I'll repeat that. What appears to be resistance to change from employees is 90% of the time purely a lack of clarity from top management in terms of what needs to be done, how it needs to be done, by when it needs to be done, what support made crystal clear, along with a vision that might be recalibrated during this time of crisis, along with the values. Every thing must be made crystal clear through empathetic communication. You must have empathy with your employees. Now that I've created the context for performance, now I want to dig into performance itself. You have to measure performance during this time, especially during this time of crisis. But now you might argue, well, my goals that I've set for this year are already not valid anymore. We can't see into the future. We don't even know when this lockdown will end. So how can we set goals? How can we measure performance? You might have to adjust your KPIs, your key performance indicators. You might have to adjust your goals. A first goal might purely be business to your salespeople. How much money do they need to bring in for us to be able to survive? That might be your new KPI, but that must be clearly set, and with great empathy, it must be explained what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, and you must give great moral support. The inspiration must be there. My last sharing in terms of performance, especially during a time of crisis such as now, is the most important word, and that is calm. Calm, C-A-L-M. Please write that down. Never has great performances sustainably happened in panic. Within the context of panic, for a sustained period of time, performance is virtually impossible. Now, everybody can say, Mr. Dirk, if you can pronounce that name correctly. How can you say, and I fully understand that with a high level of empathy, but you need to do things that ensures that you yourself as a leader stay calm and help your team to stay calm. Here's 3 things that I want to quickly share that you can do to ensure that you are calm as a leader and help your team to stay calm as well. Stay away from the fake news. Stay away from negativity. Go onto a fast when it comes to negativity, because that will instill the panic in you. So first thing in the morning when you wake up, please don't look at your phone, because if you look at your phone, the negative posts on Facebook will be there. Of course, you have to at some point, but avoid it at first. First, get your mindset right. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself calm first thing in the morning. Do something legal, of course, just to whether that's singing under the shower, whether that's looking at a motivational or watching a motivational video on YouTube. Do that first thing in the morning. Do a bit of exercise. Whatever rocks your world, puts you in a position of being calm. Do that first thing. Now, neuroscience has proven that a lot of elements to performance and happiness has to do with how you fall asleep at night. Let me be clear on that. If you fall asleep at night with thoughts of doubt, fear, insecurity in your mind, that's how you will wake up the next morning, for sure. So guard your thoughts as you go to sleep. That will dramatically impact your performance. So again, whatever makes you calm before you go to sleep. For me personally, I put on a YouTube video that plays. If it's another round of meditation, if it's doing a bit of exercise, let's say an hour or 2 hours before you go to sleep, if that would calm you down, if that would put you in a positive state, do that. So in summary, most important thing, stay calm. That can help you perform. Measure performance. You might need to dial down that goals, readjust, recalibrate, make it easier to attain, remembering that we're in crisis time. We can't expect the same high level of performance from everybody in our team. We must make the performance possible. So you might need to adjust the goals, make the KPIs easier in this period of time, but set them and empower your team with the right training, with the right attitude. You need to showcase the right attitude, their goals and KPIs. But without goals and without KPIs, there's no clear guidance, there's nothing to move towards. So with that, I want to sincerely thank you for your time. It was a wonderful experience being with you and sharing with you, and also a great experience listening to Dion and Intan sharing their vast experience. And with that, Dirk is done. And if you're still struggling to pronounce that name, you can practice with me individually.